do you see any trends or for successful notaries? Is there anything specific, or I guess if you're a new notary or you're struggling, what would your advice be to a new notary or a struggling notary? That-
The first thing I would say, if you're brand new, start small. Don't
Mhm.
don't overextend yourself. You do not have to do everything. Be really
Yeah.
good at one thing at
Mhm.
first. When you're just getting out there, get comfortable. Do practice signings at home with your family members or grandparents, parents, whoever, your best friend. Go through the documents and just, even if it's just an affidavit or something simple, just get used to saying an oath, having them raise their right hand. This is
Yeah.
important behavior so that when you get to the signing, you're prepared. You've already
Mhm.
practiced it. Do it in front of the, I know it looks cheesy, but do it in front of your computer, do it in front of your mirror,
Yeah.
whatever. You just have to get comfortable doing it.
Mhm.
That's step one. Step two is
Mhm.
keep things simple. You should be able to get started with very minimal expenses. Yes, it's expensive to get your commission and your license and your bond and your E&O insurance. Those are required. You have, but any company, any business, if you're thinking about a business,
Mhm.
is going to have some startup costs.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
keep track of all that. That's
Yes.
technical. Put that in as expenses. Put all,
Yeah.
when you go to file your bond, when you drive to the county clerk's office to say your oath, those are business miles. Record that too. People forget that, or they'll forget
Okay.
that when you go to the store to buy your supplies, those are business miles too. So you have to keep track of all of that. When you're at a networking event for notary work, those are business miles too. Those miles get forgotten a lot. A
I
lot of times you'll remember that I went to this appointment, but you don't remember that I met up with Katie for coffee and we talked about how we could network. She could go to North Florida and I can go to South Florida. All of a sudden, that's a business meeting. And that not only is the coffee or the tea expensible, but also the mileage for going there. So these are things that when we're starting out, we think of ourselves as people,
yeah.
individuals. We're not, we're companies now. We're companies. We have to think of everything as a company.
Yes.
So that's that great way to start. The other thing too is once you're comfortable and you find your lane of the services you want to offer, because nobody has to offer everything, because then you become
Yeah.
really good at
Embrace.
necessarily nothing.
Mhm. Yeah.
So be really good at a few things and then add on. And then that's how
Mhm.
you get a solid foundation.
Mhm.
It's really easy and trendy to say, oh, yeah, I do that. I do that. I do that. Because you want to say yes to everything. But it's okay to stay in your lane and offer
Mhm.
what you're really good at. The other thing is saving time, saving and working smart so that
Mhm.
you can have time later. We all want to make revenue, but
Mhm.
it's very easy to overwhelm yourself or burn out. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. If you
Mhm.
get, if when things take off, and you have to be ready for that, because as a notary, you want to strike while you can and you want to gain as much revenue as possible, but you also have to take time for yourself. When you work for yourself and you work at home,
Yeah.
you don't have a traditional 9 to 5 with a lunch break and 2 breaks in between. You have to get up. You have to walk away from your machine. Life is okay. Walk your dog, pet your cat,
Yeah.
scratch your bird, do whatever you need to do. It's very hard. But even if your break is 10 minutes,
Mhm.
it's hugely important because we're our own engine for our own business. And if
Yes.
we don't do well, then our business doesn't do well. So if we're
Mhm.
sick, we don't make money.
Yeah.
So you got to think of it that way. So balance is huge. I'm a big proponent of self-care in addition to business care,
Yeah.
because there's only one of us.
Mhm.
So we can't clone ourselves and have somebody do it when we're down. So
Yeah.
think about that.